Your Pocket Q version 3 frame comes assembled. First, take your front hood and place it on top of your frame. The hood should snap into place with the magnetic locks to auto-align the hood. Next, grab the top locking screw and place it in to the middle opening. You can use the top quarter 20 mounting points to attach additional accessories. At this point, you can lock one of the side locking hood screws into place. Leave one side opened as you will need to install additional items. Flip the Pocket Q on the side so that the unlocked side of your front hood is facing up. Then open up the unlocked side of the hood. Slide in the camera back with the fabric shroud for regular cameras and lenses. Then remove the beam splitter glass from its protective case carefully. Ensure that the Teflon tape on the edge of the glass is not lifted and that it is flush with the glass. This will keep your glass protected for both assembly and disassembly. To ensure that the beam splitter glass is installed correctly, you can perform a fingernail test. If there is a visible gap from the fingernail touching the glass, then this is the side that should face inwards towards your camera's lens. If there is no visible gap and your fingernail is touching its reflection, then this is the side that should face outwards towards your talent. With the beam splitter glass facing the correct direction, slide it in to the front hood. Once you have it securely in place, you can lock the hood from both side locks. You can use the included microfiber wipe to clean any fingerprints from your beam splitter glass. Ensure you have no visible dust or debris on the glass before wiping. If you are using a liquid, ensure you are using the correct solution and not standard glass cleaner, as this will damage the beam splitter glass coating. Next, if you are using a monitor or tablet model, you can leave the front sled locks in the 4 bottom holes. If you are mounting a smartphone for prompting, you will want to move the bottom set to the top so that you can position your smartphone higher up towards your beam splitter glass. With your 4 smartphone front sled locking screws positioned properly, you can grab the smartphone front sled. The smartphone front sled should come pre-assembled in the correct orientation for smartphone mounting. Slide the smartphone front sled into the front channel on the frame and tighten down the 4 side locks so that it is securely held in place. Then grab your tripod plate. You will want to make sure you have the front sled mounted properly before installing your tripod plate. Using one of the 2 open quarter 20 bottom mounting points, lock your tripod plate in to place. Once your Pocket Q is assembled correctly for your setup and the tripod plate is installed onto the base of the Pocket Q, you can attach the Pocket Q teleprompter to your tripod just like you would a regular camera. Next, grab the camera backsled and pushing the fabric shroud out of the way, slide it into the back channel on the frame. Once you have it set in place, you can lock the 4 screws. You can unlock and position the back sled up or down as needed for cameras of different heights. To finish the setup of the base smartphone model Pocket Q, you will just need to get your camera. Carefully position it so that the lens goes through the fabric shroud. Once you have it at the correct distance from your glass, you can lock the camera into place with the thumb screw on the base of the camera back sled. Once your camera is positioned properly and secured to the back sled, you will want to pull the drawstring on the fabric shroud tight around your lens to prevent any light leak. The final step for setting up the Pocket Q is to add your smartphone to the front sled. When you have your smartphone properly placed onto the front sled, you can position it up or down as needed. The higher up you position the smartphone front sled, the larger it will appear to your talent on the beam splitter glass. Ideally, you would want the smartphone centered with your camera's lens. This will ensure that your talent is making proper eye contact when reading their script. If you are setting up a tablet or monitor model, the sled will need to be flipped for a monitor or tablet prompting. Once the smartphone clip is removed from the front sled, you will want to remove the screw that held it into place. You can add back the thumb screw and an additional thumb screw after you have flipped the front sled to the proper orientation. To remove the thumb screw from the front sled, slide it towards the edge of the front sled. There you will find threading that keeps the thumb screw captive in the channel while mounted. Once the screw is removed, you will flip the sled over and reattach the screw. And as stated before, we advise adding 2 screws into place for mounting a monitor or tablet for prompting. Once the monitor or tablet front sled is set up properly, you will add the sled in to the front channel on the frame. As stated earlier, for monitor and tablet prompting, you will want to use the 4 lower side locking positions on the frame. Once you have the front sled flush with the bottom of the Pocket Q's base, then lock it into place. Just like with the smartphone setup, you will need to add your tripod plate to the base of the Pocket Q in one of the 2 available quarter 20 mounting points. Once your tripod plate is securely attached to the base of the Pocket Q, you will mount it onto your tripod just like you would with any regular camera. For mounting a tablet or a monitor to the Pocket Q's front sled, all you will need to do is line up the 2 quarter 20 thumb screws with the base, mounting points on the bottom of the Tab Grabber Pro or the Pocket Q 4K monitor. If you are using a third-party monitor or tablet holder, this may not work, as the Pocket Q has specially designed mounting brackets for easy and toolless assembly. If you are using the Pocket Q 4K or regular monitor model, you will mount it just like a tablet. Line up both of the quarter 20 thumb screws with the mounting points at the base of the Pocket Q monitor and screw them into place securely. Next, just like with the smartphone model, you will want to grab your camera and carefully position it on the back sled so that the lens goes through the fabric shroud. Once you have it at the correct distance from your glass, you can lock the camera into place with the thumb screw on the base of the camera back sled. Last, you will tighten the fabric shroud around your lens to prevent any light leak. The Pocket Q 4K monitor allows NP batteries to be seated for wireless power and operation in the field. NP batteries of any size can be used in the Pocket Q 4K. Simply lock both batteries into their slots. And to remove the batteries, hold down on the release button while removing the batteries. To add a talent monitor to your Pocket Q, if you have purchased a talent monitor model, add the talent bracket. There is a large arm for using the monitor or a tablet as your talent monitor, and a small arm for using your smartphone as your talent monitor. First, lock the top mounting point onto the base of the Pocket Q monitor bottom. Once the arm is securely mounted to the bottom of the monitor, then add your talent monitor to the opposite side of the arm. You can position the talent monitor as desired for your talent and lock it into place. To set up the Pocket Q for filming with your smartphone, you will first need to remove the camera back sled and the camera back cover with the fabric shroud. To replace the camera back cover with the smartphone back cover, first unlock one side of your Pocket Q's hood. With one side unlocked, remove the camera back cover with the fabric shroud and replace it with the smartphone back cover. Once you have the smartphone back in place, you can lock down both side locks on the Pocket Q's hood. Next, you will grab the smartphone Backsled, your smartphone you are using to film with, and the lens clip. Slide the Backsled into place, and using the 4 thumb screws, lock it down for assembly. You can unlock and reposition it after you have your camera mounted with the lens clip on the correct lens to get a tight seal and prevent light leak. Clip the lens cover over the lens on your smartphone that you are filming with. Once you have your smartphone positioned properly, you can lock it into place by tightening the thumb screw on the smartphone clip that is pre-assembled on your smartphone Backsled. You may need to readjust your smartphone so that the lens clip is flush with the back. This will prevent any light leak. We recommend using an app like the Blackmagic Designs camera app, as this will allow you to control which lens you are filming with. To set up the Pocket Q in a portrait orientation, first grab the included L bracket and attach the thumb screw to one of the 2 available 1/4-20 mounting points at the base of your Pocket Q. Flip the Pocket Q over and attach your tripod plate to the base of the L bracket. Just like with a regular camera, mount your tripod plate in to your tripod and lock it down. You may need to adjust the positioning of the monitor, camera, or smartphone once you have it securely locked onto your tripod. To set up the Pocket Q with the freestanding kit, you will first need to grab the included rapid adapter. Mount the rapid adapter to the base of the Pocket Q into the front 1/4-20 mount that is closest to your prompting device. This will allow a more balanced setup on the freestanding stand. Then grab the freestanding stand and unfold it. The unique design of the stand allows it to slide in closely to dollies and pedestals, where traditional freestanding stands will not allow the teleprompter to be positioned closely to your camera's lens. Once you have your freestanding stand set to the correct height, add the Pocket Q with the rapid adapter to the stand. Securely lock the Pocket Q to your stand and then position it properly in front of your camera's lens. Make sure you are using the camera back with the fabric shroud. Position your lens through the fabric shroud, and once it's at the correct height and position, lock it into place. Last, you will want to pull the drawstring on the fabric shroud tight around your lens to prevent any light leak.